Here we're looking at how to make the graphic for a digital badge. What we'd like to start with here is getting a shape. To start with, we're going to grab a shape. You can use any number of shapes. I like to use the pentagon. You can use squares, circles, triangles, whatever kind of badge you'd like to make. Start off getting that shape onto the canvas of Keynote. We can put that anywhere. I like to put it right in the middle there, use the alignment guides. Start moving it around. You'll see how it will stretch in various fashion. To get that to lock in the aspect ratio, you can hit the Shift key, and that will give you a nice even. If you hit the Option key with Shift, then you can keep it the center point aligned and move forward. Now we can go into the color picker, select a color we like, and add in a drop shadow, or take the drop shadow off. We'd like to do that. I'm going to add a line here so we have a border on our shape and increase the line width of that to make that a little thicker and look more like a badge would look. Now we're going to add a kind of a banner across the bottom of our badge. To do that, I'm going to use a rectangle, add that rectangle in there. Now I start dropping it in. I want to get it pretty well lined up, kind of the shape, height of the banner I want. I want to stretch it out. I can use my Option key to do a symmetrical stretch, so I can stretch it evenly and stay on that center line, which is where I want to be. Go to the colors, change the color around, open the color picker, choose any color here. I can also open the colored pencils and find a color I really like. I'm going to go with Midnight. Looks like a good color. Then I use my Option, and when I hold down the Option key and click and drag on an object, it actually will make a duplicate for me. It's a great way to duplicate things, and I can use my Option key then to shrink that down symmetrically and drag it down to make the bottom piece of my banner. Now you might notice there that this currently is on top of my other piece of the banner, and I really want that to be behind it. So I'm going to go over here to my arrange and move that backward to drop that behind. Use my Option drag again. I'm going to make another copy of that, move it up, align it with the top of the section of my banner. So I'm going to have kind of this ribbon that goes across and zigzags. You've probably seen these on badges before. Shrink that down to match up with the tail of my banner. I use my secondary click, also known as my control click, to make that editable. Now once that's editable, I can move things around. Let me change the color here for you so you can see a little better. So now I start moving that around. You see I can really edit that shape into anything I want. Now if I hit the Shift key, I can then select multiple points, and those points can be moved with my arrow keys on my keyboard. So now I can arrow down. If I hold the Shift key and then my arrows, I can move that a little faster. Really quickly keep that shape lined up and move it right where I want it to be. Another great tool is the style. I can click on the blue banner, go into my styles, slide over one and add a style. If I want to change that red block back to match the others, I can just click on that style. And that'll be saved there in this Keynote for me to use whenever I open it. Can select both of those pieces and move those to the back because I want them behind the top piece of the banner. Click on Arrange and move those backward one. There we go. That's starting to look more like the banner I want. The next step then is to edit this tail. Right now it's kind of squared off and I want that to look more like a ribbon, so I'm going to make it editable. Then you'll see I have these points. I have a point between my two endpoints. When I move that around, you'll see I get a curve, which is nice. I can make great interesting shapes that way. But if I double click on that, it turns it into a corner point. Then I can move that and really get that ribbon look I am seeking for my badge. The one that's kind of wraps behind, it's not quite dark enough for me. I want it to be a little darker, look a little more 3D. So I could open up my color picker here, go to my color wheel, and just slide that a little bit into the dark side. And now I'm all set. Makes it look like it has a little shadow on it. So now I've got a ribbon on one side. Need to now put the other end on. So I'm going to group those two together. Use my Option drag to make a duplicate. Slide that over the other end of my banner here. Now I can use my flip tool, which is under my format, arrange. Flip those, and they won't flip quite right if you don't group them. So you do need to group them first. Move those to the back. In my arrange tools, under Format, and now I've got a great looking ribbon for my badge. Now I just need to add a little text. Double click on that main block and type in, we're going to call this the Math Master Badge. Go into my text settings, change the font and size, make that bold so it stands out real good. You've got a badge.